Hi there, welcome to Call to Cinema. My name is Aaron, and I know for a lot of you guys that watch this channel, this is probably the one that you're most looking forward to, aside from the Criterion one that I did earlier. As always with these here, just 10, it is 9 singles, 1 box set, 10 movies that I would have with me for the rest of my life on a desert island of each of the boutique labels. I've been going through them all, and hopefully you got to check out the other ones that I did. This is a bit of a big one because we're looking today at Vinegar Syndrome. And over the years, it's a company that I've been associated with a lot because I like a lot of weird and unusual films, the WTF films per se. So as always, it's going to be the Just 10 with that special box set. And I will tell you this, I have a pretty large Vinegar Syndrome collection, so this, my friends, was not easy. And as always, if you're a member or on my Patreon group, you'll also get that bonus 5 alternates. But this time, because Vinegar Syndrome did break off and do its own kind of like adult thing, which they started with, and put it on a different website, there'll be a second bonus 5 for adult titles in the membership and Patreon levels. Obviously not on here. With that being said, let's dive right into this because I got some really interesting titles, and I'm really excited to talk today about Vinegar Syndrome's Just 10. It's never easy to try and break these down into just 10, especially when you've got a company that's so eclectic and have such a wide variety of titles as Vinegar Syndrome does. But I think I've managed to get a few different things in there, and unlike my Scream Factory one, it's not all horror. Actually, let's start off with one that is not even remotely a horror film, but it's a lot of fun. Mamic Connection has always been considered one of those, it's kind of so bad, it's good films. Actually, one of the poster child for that, along with Samurai Copper, most films by Neil Breen. This one here it's a master work that this one actually was done. And I don't normally put a 4K on any of these lists. I usually just go with Blu-ray, and there is, of course, a Blu-ray edition of it here, but Mamic Connection was one of those where I'm slightly breaking the rules of just Blu-ray for this specific one alone, because I really do like Mamic Connection that much, and I do think that the features on here, the whole package put together, is just fantastic. Let me know if you think if that's cheating by putting a one there that is 4K and Blu-ray. Who knows? Maybe I'll have to do another alternate down the road. Next up is Sudden Fury. It is a Canadian thriller, very much in the Hitchcockian wrong man sense. This is one that once it starts, it really doesn't stop. And honestly, the ending is surprising. It goes in places that I didn't think was going to go, but I'm always glad to see where it goes. Canadian films, much like European films, have a different sensibility and different sense of style and uniqueness to them. If you've ever watched any like really good pure Canadian films, you'll start to see this almost European, more not as it doesn't always clue up in the way that you would normally think was something clue up. It doesn't go like just pat with stuff like that, and I really enjoy that about this one here. But don't worry, it doesn't leave you hanging in the sense of like you don't know what's going on or you're left frustrated. This isn't Picnic at Hanging Rock. Sudden Fury is a fantastic film, and if you like a good thriller, Sudden Fury is it. It is not a horror film, but it's a great thriller. What is kind of a horror film, in the cheesiest but best way, is one that I've probably watched so many times, and I spoke on this about this film on the podcast just to this. If you haven't listened to that episode, go back and give it a listen because it was a lot of fun to do, and hopefully I'll be on there again sometime. It is Blood Games. I adore Blood Harvest. I'm getting ahead of myself. Blood Harvest is just one of those films that I absolutely adore. It is an insane film. It has the guy from 6 Feet Under in it. I'm not kidding. It has Tiny Tim. It has the wonderful song Marvelous Merville, which, trust me, when you hear it, it's going to get stuck in your head, and it'll get stuck in your head for quite a while. There's some great features on here, and I do have the, not only this edition, but I've got the long out of print 88 Films edition as well, thanks to a viewer from the UK that who knew I was a massive Blood Harvest fan and got it for me before they pulled it off the shelf. I gave it away. Blood Games is the next one. This is an absolutely fantastic film. Again, this is one that goes into places and goes ways that you don't think it's normally going to go. It's got some great actors in this one, some wonderful leads, and one girl that goes on to become one of the biggest female stunt performers in the world. And at a point, she could have been a decent actress, or she could have really went all in on stunt work, and she went all in on stunt work. And she's really good as an actress, but I'm glad she did the stunt work because she's amazing in it. There are a lot of films that I watch over and over again when it comes to Vinegar Syndrome. This is probably one of the most watched. Speaking of films that mean a lot to me, that I watch a lot, for those that are unaware, if you're finding this channel for the first time, before I did all this, I went into, I want to be an actor. And one of the films that I used to look towards when I was honing my craft as a kid was Faded Black. Dennis Christopher is amazing in this. I studied Dennis Christopher's work in this and in Breaking Away. I just thought he was just this incredible force of nature when it came to acting. This is a really, really good film. This is not a slasher film. And I think some people expected this to be some kind of really little scene slasher film. It's a psychological thriller. It's got an early appearance by Mickey Rourke. The girl in this is an Australian actress that plays a Marilyn Monroe lookalike. And it's not just a small. It's an important part. She's really good in this. And as we follow the building blocks of Dennis Christopher's already fragile mind as it starts to collapse in and out onto itself to its inevitable conclusion, it is just an utterly fantastic film. I love this movie so much that when they announced that it was coming out, they had a pre-order for it. I grabbed the pre-order right away, and I grabbed the extra t-shirt. There's actually 2 Faded Black t-shirts. There's the one that you see on the website all the time, and there's the other one which only was available during the pre-order weekend. I'm a big enough Faded Black fan that I own them both. Next up is Spookies. This again is another really unusual annals of cinematic history film. See, this is a film that shouldn't have finished. It shouldn't have been made because nobody could agree on anything. And it took more than one filmmaker to put this thing together. It is a hodgepodge. It's unusual. It's weird. It's not great, but it's absolutely fascinating to watch. And if that wasn't enough, there are not one, but 2 feature-length documentaries on here. One talking about the utterly insane, twisted, crazy history behind Spookies, and the other talking about Vipco, a company in the UK that during the VHS era put out a lot of the video nasties and got them to people when they were being taken off the shelves and people were going to jail for doing that. The Vipco story is actually really good, and if you haven't checked it out on the Spookies Blu-ray, I recommend that you really do. Going completely away from horror is My Chauffeur. It stars Deborah Foreman, and that's all you should need to know. It's Deborah Foreman. She is so good in this. You will fall in love with her character, with her. She is just one of those actresses that exudes this wonderful confidence and just beauty. And look at this slipcover. It's lying on a print, by the way, but this took a long time. This took a long time to sell because it wasn't Vinegar Syndrome's normal type of work. This was before Vinegar Syndrome did a Roadhouse or did a Showgirls or anything like that. My Chauffeur was the outlier at the time, and I just told everybody, you got to pick this up. It is such a good film. Deborah Foreman, Sam Jones, Howard Hessman, Penn Jillette, Teller's in this as well. We got John O'Leary, E.G. Marshall, just an incredible cast of actors. But all you need to know is that Deborah Foreman is in this, and she will make you completely fall in love with her the way she always does. Here it comes. It's a lenticular. It's a fun one. It is a crazy film. May not be for everyone, but it's definitely for me. And it's one of those that if I'm on a desert island, I'm probably going to be watching this quite a few times. It's Demon Wind. It's kind of a low rent, sort of Evil Dead type of knockoff with a kung fu magician, a cameo by an adult film actress in the most unusual places, and this wonderfully beautiful lenticular cover that I'm sure if I was on a desert island, I would spend at least a couple hours a week doing this because I'm a 5-year-old. I actually really enjoy this film. I think it's a lot of fun, and it's better than it's often given credit for. Demon Wind, 100% something that would go on for me on a desert island. I couldn't do this without picking the very first Vinegar Syndrome title, the one that I bought, the one that got me into Vinegar Syndrome in the first place, and my most watched. Out of everything, this next one is my most watched Vinegar Syndrome title. I love anthology films, portmanteaus, and this one is insane. See, it was 3 separate films that were either finished or cut down or just didn't cut the mustard and were put together to make this one absolutely insane film. But not only that, they took one of the feature-length films from one of the 3 films on here and added it as a bonus. And they took the best one. And that is in Night Train to Terror. This is such a good title, and it started me doing a year of WTF, which I did when I was in St. John's, Newfoundland, a few years back. And also started me on collecting Vinegar Syndrome. And it was this film here and Greta, the feature-length film that's on here, that really got me to start looking at Vinegar Syndrome and these type of films in another light. It made me understand myself a bit more as a viewer, that I liked this style of film, that these weird, unusual, strange films that a lot of people didn't like or hadn't heard of were things that filled a little void in me that I didn't know existed. And when I did, and I was able to go out and get these weird, different, unique films, I knew that this was something special. This was something that I needed to have in my collection. And not just this, but films like this. Because as much as I love my more classic films, or the films that define me, the 80s, the slashers and the action films and stuff like that, there's films like Night Train to Terror and its ilk that really, really put me in a warm, comfortable place. I could not do the Angel collection. Are the 3 Angel films, and I know what you're going to say. There's a 4th Angel film. Well, sort of. It was a TV film, and was then to be piloted for a TV series. So, although I would have liked to see it in there as a bonus, I don't think it probably needed its own disc. But I'd still buy it if it came out. Don't get me wrong. But Angel is just an incredible film. It's a great thriller, and a lot of people don't realize how good of a thriller Angel is. It's got a wonderful story behind it, a great cast of characters. Donna Wilkes' Angel does a great job. The second film starred Betsy Russell, and it's definitely more comedic. Think of it as Evil Dead 2 to Evil Dead when you're looking at it. It's not going to be the more darker, more serious Angel film, but there's a lot of fun to be had with it. And when it comes to Angel 3, it does once again go back to the to kind of the action. It's a more action-oriented one, but it's still the slightly thriller type of film that Angel was. So Angel 1 and 3 really kind of bookend this like uniquely different film. Now, with that being said, that is my 10 from Vinegar Syndrome. I would like to know, either in the comment section down below, or if you want to make a video on this, your top 10. Remember, it's got to be 9 films and 1 box set. If you are a Patreon member or part of my membership club here on YouTube, then expect not 1 but 2 bonus videos. One that's going to be the alternate 5 that I normally do, and I put up every time I put up one of these here videos. But a second one that is going to be the 5 for the adult titles. So hopefully I'll see your answers over there for those as well. My name is Aaron. This has been the Call to Cinema. I'll see you next time. Remember, just 10. What are yours? And do you like the new films? Do you like the way I got the backdrop done now with the films? Let me know in the comment section down below. Like, share, subscribe, and listen to what Subscription Sloth has to say.
Oh God. Subscription sloth here. Just want to remind you that I know in the summertime especially it can be super warm and lazy. But if you're liking this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to go that step further and join the Patreon, there's a link for that down below. You can super sticker, super chat, or donate. But above all, just lie back and enjoy the video, because that's what I'm going to do.